Hey guys, this is Brick and welcome back to Dungeon World. We are in the next segment right now. Thelian. These two burly men have been like, fighting each other with their big hammers. No one's gotten a real good swing in, but there's punches, but they're so meaty. It's just like they're just hitting each other and nothing's really happening on either side. What's your plan? You said you had a plan.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I was gonna, as they're, they're kind of tiring out, or not tiring out, but...
How do you know they're tiring out? They aren't tired. They're big burly men.
Okay, they're not tiring out, but they're using their strength,
Okay, they're busy with
focused
each other.
on each other. And so I kind of walk up next to them, and I'm like, fellas, listen.
They're just gonna hit you.
Okay.
No. I'm ready for that, though. I'm prepared if they take a swing at me. But yeah, I go, fellas, hey, listen to me.
They kind of they're grabbing each other, like the back of each other's head when you say this, and they both turn, and both in unison say, "What?"
I say, I can solve this. I know how to solve this.
How can you solve this? Roderick asks.
I say, I know a way for you guys to prove who is the better blacksmith.
All of a sudden, Roderick looks back at the short-haired blacksmith and loosens his hand and says, "What did you have in mind? 'Cause I'll win." And the other one says, "No, I'll win." And they almost get back to fighting each other.
I see where you're going with this.
And I say, whoever can make me the better weapon, I will declare the better blacksmith. And everyone will know it.
Yeah, that's...
You're a fucking genius. Shit. They both look at you incredulously and back at each other, snarling and just angry. And then you see the short-haired one's shoulders kind of... I'll do it, but only because I know I'll win. When and where? Roderick says back to him.
Him?
They're talking to each other and to you. They're like staring at each other, but when and where?
Okay.
Towards you. And towards the other, I guess.
I say, whoever can make me the best weapon by nightfall tomorrow.
Okay. And they look into each other and say, "Steel doesn't normally... You can't really make a blade in a day, but I can." And the other one says, "I can do it better." And they both kind of just...
Takes months?
No. They both just stare at each other and fume. And then they turn. The short-haired one walks back from whence he came, and Roderick storms towards his house.
And I do not see, what's his face, Wandig coming out like that?
You don't know it, but Wandig is currently on the ladder down to the first floor.
Okay.
Which is directly across from the door. What do you do? Are you just going to let him walk?
Let me think really quick. Yeah, I have to. I don't think I have.
You don't really have any play here.
Good.
You don't have a play
I
here.
expected to happen.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
A couple of you hear
I'm
Wandig.
just happy they're gonna make weapons for me.
Wandig, you've mounted the ladder, and you're coming down. You hear thump, thump, thump of this big man's steps coming up towards the door, and you hear the knob turn.
I couldn't beat him to the door.
No, you're like you just hit the bottom floor, or you're
Okay.
still kind of on the ladder, as you hear the handle turn.
Yeah, I just wait for the door to open.
Oh, well, ballsy are we? Okay.
I follow what's his face, not up to his door, but I'm like standing kind of outside of his house.
Okay.
Right now.
He doesn't really notice that you're still kind of there.
Yeah.
Okay. You see him after he grabs the handle. He stops and he says, "Oh, of course, it's locked." And he pulls out his keys and he goes to turn the lock. And he's like, "Wait, I can't. My key won't go in." And it's because he broke a lockpick in there.
Yeah, but he doesn't like notice. Like
He just
thinks
can't
the
get
lock
the
is
key in.
busted.
He can't get the key in. And then he goes to turn the handle once again. Are you just gonna wait for him?
Yeah, or I
Okay.
would try to open the door for him.
As he reaches for the handle a second time, the door opens and Wandig stands in the doorway. And does. I don't know what your plan is, man.
Ah, you must be Roderick.
Jesus Christ.
The big man looks shocked. He's absolutely just, doesn't get mad or anything. He doesn't have time to be mad. He's just,
Hello, Roderick. You don't know me, but I am an old friend of your wife. I'm a traveler, and I was in town, so I decided to stop by and pay her a visit. But unfortunately, it seems that she's not, she doesn't feel up to it today, so she's lying in bed. I will perhaps visit another time, but I think she really wants to say hello to you, if you know what I mean.
Roderick looks at you surprised, and his surprise turns to somewhat understanding, but it's very incredulous, and he says, "What do you mean, if you know what I mean?"
I give him, a little,
She's been sick for weeks.
And she needs your presence, to help her, get through this.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have you. This is very charismatic of you. You're trying to weave a spell of lies here. I'm gonna have you roll 2d6 plus your charisma to see just how believable your bullshit is.
Oh, fuck.
Roderick looks down at you, a little more incredulous, creeping onto his face, and says, "How did you get in here anyway? My key wouldn't work."
Yes, she mentioned that. She actually let me in, and I feel really bad about that, actually. Which is why I think I will stop by another time. Perhaps with, some food and drink, make an occasion out of it.
You're doing good. Roderick steps into the door. He's now inside the doorway, and his mass is so big it fills the doorway. There's simply no way around him. He says, "Are you telling the truth?"
Of course.
Roll again.
Yeah.
He looks at you, thin-eyed, and, "How about tomorrow night?" And he totally changes moods. "You mentioned drink, you better bring it. Tomorrow night after I slay another man at the forge. We can celebrate. My wife can
We'll
tell you."
celebrate your victory, assuredly.
Ha ha ha! Of course. My wife can tell me all about you that night. And he kind of eyes you during that. He still has some suspicion, but he's decided to let it go.
I say, I forgot to mention, I put out my hand for a handshake. My name is Ivan Middleton.
Ivan. I've never heard a name like that before. I'm Roderick. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
And he shakes your hand, and his hand is literally just engulfs yours. Like, your hand is nothing compared to his bear claw. And he shakes it, and it's a very rough, firm handshake, and you feel like he's going to jar your entire body.
And I'm trying to have this conversation, not like yelling, but, enough to be heard throughout the house, perhaps.
It's very easy to hear through your house. There's a hole in every ceiling. Because he decided to build it with a ladder. I don't know. It's a Minecraft house, I guess.
Yeah.
He says, "We'll be seeing you tomorrow night, then. I come at sundown. That's when I'll be done."
Excellent.
And he gets out of the way and offers you a hand to leave. As in, like, go on.
Yeah, I know.
Not like, here you go.
Like, please.
No, I step out and, fix up my shirt a little bit, and then proceed on my way.
As you walk down the steps, you can hear the crowd beginning to thin out. It's getting a little quieter. And as it thins out, you hear bells ringing in the distance. And you know who else hears bells?
I do.
Gregor.
As
he watches his...
jumping over.
You see that segue? You see how sweet that was? All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. It really wasn't.
My escape.
Yeah. Wait, I was not expecting you to talk to him. I thought you were going to jump out the window or something.
Yeah, I'm totally just playing it casual,
Hey,
bro.
man. What's up? Okay, so.
That doesn't work.
Gregor.
You're
Buddy,
in a completely different situation.
Yeah, your situation's a lot more dire than this one. Rory is face down in the ground in a pool of blood and mud and other things that rhyme with ud. And the cloaked paladin
Pod.
stands at the bottom of the stairs
So
with
he's
his
a
back to
paladin.
you.
Okay.
The cloaked man in paladin armor.
Oh man.
There's no fucking
Man.
spoiler here.
So he's a man.
He spoke with a manly voice, although it was very serpenty. It was definitely a male serpent.
And he just stabbed.
He just stabbed Rory through the heart. You've seen enough people die to know that Rory will not be coming back from such a wound. And what do? Are you still gonna fucking try and talk to him, you retard?
Wait a second.
Did you
What
just
did
kill
you-
my friend?
Like,
That's
wait,
not
this is
nice.
Real life. I go, you just killed a civilian, so I'm going to arrest you.
He's not a civilian. He's just off duty.
Yeah, basically civilian.
No, but okay.
Perhaps harming one of your
Here, let me
brothers
do-
in arms, you know?
Let me do. You know what? No, I was gonna say let me do it in a real paladin's voice, but this is the voice of Gregor. Apparently, this weird little wishy-washy. I'm going to arrest you.
I should have been a paladin just to just trash
By
on
the
Gregor.
light. And you hear him once again. You cannot arrest me. And he turns to face you. And under his hood, you can see a white jaw, but besides that, a white as in skinned, not like marble. But besides that, it's rather well shaded by the sun. The sun is going down outside of the gate. You're faced to the west, where it sank.
Okay, so face to the west. Okay, so I can't really see him.
You can see him. You close the gate, so the sun isn't in your eyes.
Oh, okay.
But
right,
it's
there's a gate.
darkish now. There's a big shadow looming overhead, so it's hard to see what his face looks like underneath the hood.
Okay. So I take out my sword and shield, right?
Good, yeah. You
Yeah, I'm
arm
gonna
yourself.
made it.
guy.
What's that?
We made it. Mission accomplished. He pulled
Did I
out
beat-
his weapon.
Did I win?
You arm yourself. Okay.
Okay.
then
I
what?
check out where this horse is.
His horse has fallen over. It's just kind of squirming on the ground.
Okay, so it's on the ground. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the horse.
Whew. Can't make it escape either. You know what I mean?
The
Okay.
gate's closed.
Hey, I'm still inside. I can
Mounts
just...
the horse and runs into the wall.
Open.
Okay. What can I do here? I can probably do an attack or something.
You gonna hack and slash at him?
I need to see what kind of things I can do.
Any special moves?
We haven't leveled yet,
Ooh,
so not really.
mhm. Yeah, couldn't I have done a...
No, you can't do a quest.
No, I mean, couldn't I do like a I am the law thing before? Guess not, huh?
That's only against civilians, isn't it?
No, it's NPCs.
He's more of an enemy. I wouldn't
So
say so.
when enemies aren't NPCs.
I mean, he doesn't respect your rule, essentially. You are
What
not
if
the
a badge?
law to this guy, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't have stabbed your friend.
Yeah, I didn't know that before. Okay, fine. I'll hack and slash this guy.
Okay. Yeah, it's an order based on your divine authority. You have no divine authority over this guy.
Okay, sure.
You swinging at him with your sword? Or are you gonna like hold your shield up and stab forward, like charge? He's a couple
Yeah.
paces away.
Yeah, I just start charging with my shield up, then
No,
start
actually, I
yelling.
think you can use it on enemies.
Yeah, but
No, you like declare like upon the word of the light, like you shall surrender immediately, and then he'll roll, and then based on the rolls, because it says on a 10+, you also take +1 forward against them, so that would imply that you're, and if you miss, you take -1 forward. So I think you can use it on enemies in order to command them to do something.
okay, I was thinking like people that didn't like respect your divine authority wouldn't really matter, but I mean, do what you say seems pretty OP. You could just say drop your weapon.
I know, but
Yeah, that's a
you kind of
paladin,
lose
like,
a lot.
I
if you-
think.
Yeah, but could you just do that on anything then? Like there's a fucking snake man in front of you, He was like, drop your weapon, and he goes, okay, and drops it.
Hey, I like that idea.
Or no, I think, it says on a 7+, they choose one.
It's
I think that
based-
implies the NPC choose one.
Oh.
Yeah, the NPC chooses.
Okay, if you want to declare yourself as the law.
One of their options is to attack you.
Exactly.
By the way.
But if you roll a 10+, then you get to take +1 forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can before you charge, if you want to declare like by the holy order of the paladins, I place you under arrest for the murder of Rory, whose last name will remain unknown forever. You would like to do that?
Yeah.
Can you do it in your voice so it's much more convincing? You know, like your character.
He's like, oh my god!
I have to obey him because it's annoying.
Let's see.
Give me a cry. Give me a divine, authoritative cry. Shout. Thing.
By the power of the light, you are under arrest for the murder of Rory.
Beautiful. You made it personal. You didn't say a paladin. You said Rory, your friend. He fought with you on the wall at the Crusade of Holiness.
You know, he adds as an amendment, you know, if you want to,
And now he's dead
I
in the
mean,
ground.
we're buddies.
If you want to. Now roll plus your charisma to see just how well that goes.
Yeah.
Please get a 6-.
What's a 6 man?
Oh,
Damn.
nails it.
Nice. So you get +1 forward.
You take +1 forward, and he hears this voice hisses. Almost, he seems afraid, actually. He seems a little taken aback by this sudden authority you exhume. And he begins running up the stairs behind him,
So he's fleeing.
up to the wall.
Is there any other exits when they're on the wall?
Not unless he jumps off the wall or runs halfway across the city on the wall.
I have to pursue him, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
you
chasing
do.
him up the stairs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Okay. He reaches the top of the wall and stands on the edge as you reach the top of the staircase.
So he's
He turns around and faces you, and his hood falls off. And you see Harrison underneath the hood. The man who sent you on leave. And he turns away to leap. What do? He's moving to leap off the wall.
Whoa.
He's too far
Back
away
away
to hack
from
and
the wall.
slash. Is that all? You're just gonna
Jump,
reach
jump.
out? Don't jump! Is that all you're doing?
you have more to live for.
I mean,
Stop
there's all you
biting.
can.
He's a serpent man. He's gonna land totally fine.
I don't know who Serpent Man are.
He just hisses a lot. Could just be an evil dude. I mean, that's an evil voice.
Do you let him jump or do you do something?
Are you
How
gonna
much
stop
time
him?
do I have?
You cannot. If you
before he
run towards him,
jumps?
he'll
Is
be.
he like pausing? Is
If
like
you run
waiting
towards him
to-
and try to swing, he'll jump.
Yeah, since
If you-
I am from the countryside and stuff, raised, I pull a rope from my adventuring pack and make a little lasso.
Gonna lasso.
Damn, that was fast! You're like running up the stairs like shit. Okay, you're gonna. Okay, go ahead and roll for a volley then. That's a dexterous thing.
And you get a +1 on that. So
You do. You get +1 because you declared the law. Jesus.
Kind of.
Okay, so
That's +1.
yeah, you didn't add the +1, but it doesn't
I know.
matter.
Good thing he did add the +1.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so you can either put yourself in a dangerous position, or lose the rope through this.
Somehow. It lights on fire after you pull him in.
Breaks or something. Let's see.
Unravels.
The dangerous is just like, oh, we fall together.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I'll
you
just-
fall
I'll
again.
just break the rope.
Okay. So he leaps into the air as your lasso wraps around his arm and tightens. And he falls off the wall, but you hold it with your great paladin strength, and you hear him thump against the stone walls, and there's a great shriek of pain. Not like a human shriek. It's very, once again, reptilian almost.
So, okay. Did
You're now hanging him.
Or something?
Does he deal damage?
You pretty much broke his arm and then probably his tailbone when he crashed into the stone.
There's like special damage the GM can do for like hitting walls and shit.
Yes, in fact, I'll do that for you right
So
now.
he did jump, right?
Yeah, he jumped, but you grabbed him with the left.
How tall is this wall?
It's about
Normal wall height.
Like Game of Thrones wall?
15
20.
feet.
Yeah, 15, 20 or so, probably.
Yeah, not very far. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick. Let's just. You hurt him pretty bad, for that. He crunches against the wall, and you can feel his shoulder kind of loosen while you hold the
his
rope.
basically his shoulder's dislocated.
Yeah, and you're holding him by that shoulder, which is
Yeah.
Let's just not think about that.
Do you think he could untie himself with his other arm?
His other arm holds a sword.
So he could cut the rope.
What a.
As he crashes against the side of the stone and you hold him, he swings violently at the rope, and you can feel it kind of chop, and part of it unravels in your hand.
Grr. Aw, man.
God,
I try to pull the rope, yeah.
Okay, you pull him up, and you can see his arm pull itself up over the wall, and then you see one final chop, and it's not the rope he makes contact with this time. He cuts his hand off,
oh my god.
which the rope had been wrapped around his wrist, and he plummets down from the wall, and you hear a sickening crunch and thump as he lands.
Did it sound like
Does
he
he take
landed
more
on his
damage
feet?
for cutting off his hand?
Nope, apparently not. He's a reptile. He regenerates or some shit. He regenerates or something, I don't know. He chops his hand off and you can hear as he falls, and then as he crashes into the grass below.
Okay. So on this wall, since it's like recently from the war, it's like pretty equipped, right?
There's a ballista like about 20 feet
ballista,
down the wall from you. There's a ballista. Yes.
Anything else?
There's a couple.
Racks of crossbows or bows and arrows?
No, the guards bring them with them so that the local population can't run onto the wall and grab a crossbow. The ballista can only turn. They cannot turn inside the city walls, so they're no threat to the civilian population.
I see.
But the law here, the paladins, are very careful, and they do not share their weapons.
Is there like a pot of boiling oil?
No, there's the ballista.
Oil.
And if there was oil, it'd be above the gate, which he is not, and wouldn't matter.
Okay, that is true. Yeah, I think. So he landed on the ground. Is he moving a direction?
He's still kind of crumpled down there. But you know that if you try to jump after him, you'd most likely break your legs.
I don't need those anyways, right?
You just become a cripple for the rest of it, and you just wheelchair around. You're like, I am the law!
And he would probably be gone if I tried to open the gate.
You couldn't do it alone. You need two people to operate.
So I'm going to be on this ballista, because you know me.
Okay. As you run over to the ballista, you see the figure in the hood, Harrison, his hood now completely pulled back, begin limping out of the city, out away from the city walls and towards the edge of the forest across the plains. You mount up on the ballista?
Yeah, I question, like, how long has this bell been ringing?
It's been ringing this whole time. It hasn't stopped. No one
Anyone-
knows what it's simply an emergency. The bell does not signify like where the emergency
It's not
is.
like a lockdown on the city kind of bell.
Well, there would have been a lockdown, but there were no guards on the wall here.
There's no one to help you.
You're alone at this very moment.
How do they know it's okay? Fine. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Okay, I'm arming this
He did
ballista.
something before.
You're
he
arming
can
it. You
escape.
okay? So you need to grab
Yeah.
a bolt first of all because they don't keep it loaded.
Okay, I
Okay.
put my bolt that I found.
Okay. As you pick up the bolt, you hear this the Harrison as he crosses the plane let out like a very loud. It pierces the air, and as he does it, you can see from the edge of the forest another horse running out of the tree line towards him. You now arm the ballista and pull it back. The horse is now getting very close to the wounded man.
Okay, Okay, so he's probably loading on, getting on the...
He's probably going to get
horse.
on this horse, yeah.
Is the horse alone? Is there another one on the horse?
There's just,
Over
no,
there?
there's no one on the horse.
It's just an empty
It
horse.
simply looks like a backup horse, pretty much.
Okay.
Perhaps the GM really wants this guy to get away.
Perhaps this is a very, very connected person.
I got one shot.
All right.
I tell myself this.
You're like, one shot. Kink! One opportunity.
Cracking M&M in his mind.
And it's like, do not miss the music! You fire.
Juan D.
And then you just hear in the distance, Juan D. All right. You aim the ballista.
Okay.
Are you going to
Aim it.
fire?
Pretty good.
Are you aiming at him or at the horse?
Aren't they
I don't
together
know if
right
he
now?
still gets
They're not-
+1
they're not together yet.
forward against him.
If
or
you
fairly
fire
escape.
against him, it's +1 forward against them, Byron. It should be until they're done with that encounter.
Yeah, I suppose.
So if you want to go ahead and fire at him, you'll get +1. So
No.
it'll be a dex roll for sure.
Yeah, I'll fire at him,
Okay.
and
2d6 plus your dex +1.
so firing a ballista is dexterity.
Yeah, it's a volley. It's a
It's
big
a
old
volley.
bow.
Okay. I thought it would be like, charisma.
Come on, baby, you can do this. And the ballista's like, okay. And it's like,
Petting it, stroking it.
you can do this, sweetheart.
Like, yeah. Okay. That's good enough, right?
I mean, it's 9, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter much in
Oh.
this case.
Oh, right. This one, yeah.
Okay. You fire the ballista's bolt, and you hear it go through the air and it launches with a powerful shunk, and you hear the machinery fire, and the massive bolt goes down, and you see it pierce the horse. You missed a little bit, but they were pretty much on top of each other by the time. And the horse, you hear and it falls and dies. And you see Harrison turn back and continues to
The
limp.
horse comes.
He's now continuing to limp a little
Another
faster
horse.
now with a little with a little more speed, but he's still limping away.
What do you do?
As you fire, you hear the clanking of metal boots behind you in the streets,
Okay.
and
Any,
it's your paladin reinforcements here finally.
Okay. Is there any paladins on horses?
No, none of them have horses. Horses are
That's
not.
why they took us so long. Jesus.
Horses are not usually allowed in the city.
But the
streets are
horse
too
that
thin
he was
for it.
taken is just on the ground, just kind of laying there.
Yeah, it's at this point it's gotten up and it's kind of bucking around wildly with all these big armored men around it.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, a couple of them calm it down, and you hear a voice down below. Who's up there?
It's me.
Ah, Gregor, I recognize that voice anywhere.
I recognize that ridiculousness anyway. It's me, your buddy.
Where are the others? Where are the others on the wall?
I don't know. They're all gone. So
Gone?
I murdered
decided-
all of them.
I heard the ballista. What are you firing at?
Serpent guy.
Kind of looks at you, serpents guy. Let me see this, and you
A
hear him
murderer.
run up.
I just say a murderer.
A murderer! And then he notices Rory's body on the ground. No. No! And you hear him running up the stairs. And there's come on, man, come with me. We need to open the gate. And 3 paladins come up, and they open the winches of the gate. And then more run out of the city, and you see them running across the plains towards Harrison.
Okay.
As you see this happening, you realize they're going to catch him. And you don't have to load up the ballista and try and blow him up anymore.
Okay.
But as you look down at the scene, as they run out of the gate, you look to the left of them, and what catches your eye is the sack that was around Harrison's belt.
I walk
Along
over
with the
and look at
massive
the
blood
sack.
stain in the hand.
Oh.
So you
Wait.
that's where he landed when you dropped him.
Oh, okay. And
Wait.
I'm outside the wall looking
Yeah.
at it. Okay. Yeah, I'll go over there.
Okay, you make your way down the stairs out the gate.
Open the sack and see what's inside.
You pick up the sack, and it feels heavy and wet. And you open the contents. And you see...
What's in the box?
What's in the box? And you can see a tuft of hair.
Wait.
Do you remove
what?
do you remove what's in the bag?
You pull the head out of the bag.
Yeah.
The head of the
Byron.
actual Harrison.
Byron figured it out.
It seems scary.
Oh my god. You're a paladin!
You're just gonna
Of the light!
You're the fucking little bitchiest paladin in the entire world.
Seriously, like, I need to just be a paladin just to shit on Brandon.
Okay, I see what who owns this.
Head.
Yeah.
Whose head did this belong to?
Okay.
You grab the head by the tuft of hair that you can see, and you pull it out, and you see it is in fact the head of Harrison. But that's strange. You just saw Harrison hiss and limp out of the walls. Isn't that curious?
Okay.
End scene.
Well, wait.
Nope. We'll come back to you.
I need to make my
put
confidence
the head
stride
back
out
in.
of the,
We'll come back to you.
Oh, put the head back in. Grab the hand and like this is probably his too, and put it in the bag.
Oh yeah, I guess you have the hand of Harrison and the head of Harrison, but they
Yeah.
obviously didn't come from the same head and hand because that one had a head.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Okay.
and then I have it in my bag now.
So I'm gonna go ahead, and you guys have all pretty much done what your current thing was. Juan Dig very confidently strides out of the house and looks at Thelian, and I know his character well enough, so I can say gives him a little wink and goes Juan Dig.
I just give him a good smirk,
And then
stride on over.
as he smirks, he raises the sack of gold and goes jing jing jing.
No, not yet. Come
No?
on. You can't give it
Are
away
you hiding
so
it?
soon.
Are you hiding it?
I just, would stride up to Thelian,
What's up, dude?
give him a good, pat on the back.
Oh yeah, you
just,
didn't tell him what you were doing it for, huh? You didn't actually tell
Not
Thelian, right?
exactly, but I said I would get him something.
Yeah, he said there would be something in there for me.
Well, apparently there was. There were 2
Are we doing that
blacksmiths.
out, or did you have some plan? Like,
Okay, no. Essentially, you guys meet back up, and you're like, okay, well, when we were at the market, we told Gregor that we meet him at a... where'd you guys say you wanted to meet him? Make up a place.
The strawberry stand.
You didn't know there was a strawberry stand at that point.
Well, now we do.
Damn.
You
we'll
knew
just
of a-
say the
you
end,
knew of a couple-
just something simple. We'll just say at the end.
The tavern.
The tavern, yeah.
Ah, yes. The Rotten Tavern. It's been called that for a very long time. Very few people know why. That's where you decided to meet each other at the end of the night. And as dark really settles in, Juan Dig and Thelian are already sitting inside, drinking, probably, I imagine. I'm sure Juan Dig has a glass of wine, and Thelian has a
Oh yeah,
glass...
totally. Just,
Thelian
good
has a glass
wine.
of his own ego that he's just drinking, and he drinks while backflipping, and that's when Gregor walks in the room. Now, did you keep your things? You were told by your superior officer, the man who yelled at you, to report in the morning for a debriefing,
Okay.
even though it was your day off.
Well, we're not sure who said.
We're not sure
It was my
who
day
said
off.
that. You walk in, and I'm guessing you sit down next to your new compatriots.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are
And
all
I,
still essentially
yeah.
you're still pretty much acquaintances to one another.
I go,
You
hey,
sit down,
buddy.
and I'm gonna either stop you right there, or do you guys want to like recount and talk to each other a bit? Otherwise,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna-
like, I had a couple of things I needed to do.
okay. Juan Dig.
So, well, upon leaving the house, I would have, gone up to Thalion. You'd be like, just be like, good job, man. Let's get going. And I would have quickly gone to the weapon selling guy.
As you go up to the merchant's building, you see that there is a close sign hung on the door.
Well, this is unfortunate because I
Sun
needed to
is
get
set.
rid of this as soon as possible.
Sun is set. The weapons merchant would have no need to be open this late.
I'd give him a couple. Like, would this merchant live
there?
in his
No.
store? No. Damn. Well, this sucks. Because I need to get out of Dodge. But
You got
Okay,
you.
so we're in the tavern, right?
You guys are
I guess
all.
if
I
I
guess
couldn't
you
have
guys-
done that, then we're in the tavern hanging out.
Gregor, or you were told to report in the morning, so you decide to go meet your companions that you you can at least trust them with matters of combat. You go and meet them at the tavern. Anything do you want to share the entire story, Gregor? With your
I want to ask Juan Dig what did you get in the place?
I pull out the ruby dagger, and I tell him that Thalion, you see, I know you're not really into daggers. You much prefer your spear, you're a specialist with it. That's your gold, man. But this dagger has a lot of rubies and things. Look at this potential
Yes.
value. I can get this turned into something really good that can help you out.
Or I could take it and
Unless you simply want the dagger, that is.
I will take the dagger to what is it?
use as a thrown weapon, I assume, or melt
Yeah,
down.
I'll use
Unless it
math ability basically. I want to destroy it and gain its powers.
It has no magical abilities. There's no point in that.
It's just a valuable dagger. It's
It's
not
just a dagger
special
adorned
one.
with jewels, not a dagger with the.
I'm
ghost.
talking about pawning it and using the gold from it to get you
Buy something
something
nice.
real nice.
Okay, sure.
He didn't have anything in his house that I could easily walk away with. But as I hear, you might be walking away with something from him for free anyway. So
Oh, you did hear, huh? And what do you say to that, Thalion?
I say yes, but I would still like something. I would still like some kind of,
don't worry, this dagger, since you were such a a big help and you really got me through that, we're gonna split this 70-30 your way when I sell this thing.
Ooh.
Okay.
How generous of
sounds
you,
good.
Dig.
Says the guy with 3,000 somewhat gold in his back pocket.
Okay. Gregor, are you gonna recount your
Yeah.
awful day? You should be in tears, man. Your brother Rory is killed.
Oh,
Yeah, I say,
Oh,
remember
you
that
know.
one guy you guys met? Yeah, he's not here anymore. And
He's not here.
Don't
was
tell me he
stabbed.
died a tragic death on his last day of work before retirement. He
Yeah.
had 3 kids, apparently.
He wasn't
Yeah.
married.
Oh right, Strawberry.
He passed away? What
Yeah,
happened?
he's gone. He was stabbed.
By who?
Some guy was trying to leave town. Stabbed him.
Is that what all the commotion was about?
Did you capture this man?
Yeah, we got him.
He was captured. Correct. He wasn't killed. He was brought back in.
Yeah, we got him. We're gonna.
What were his
They're gonna
motives?
tell me about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Find out tomorrow then.
I guess you guys are going to bed then.
Unfortunately, I can't, get rid of this gold and, dagger and get out of
Nope,
town.
you gotta hide it. You gotta hide it.
Yep. I'm tired.
Okay, how much does a night at an inn cost money? It does, doesn't it?
I think
3,000.
it's
Right?
just, an end of session.
I
Like,
think it costs.
About 3,000.
Let's see. If you would like to stay there for if you want, you can only seem to buy it for a week. So I guess it'd be It's going to cost you each 2 coin minus your charisma score.
Perfect.
So it's free for you.
Yeah, I have +2.
Oh no, it's 3 coin for me.
You're -1.
Yeah.
Man, your charisma sucks.
Wait,
I
dick.
charmed
What?
the.
Brandon, what's your charisma score?
2.
Then it's free for both of you. You're
I
a paladin.
totally charmed the Innmaster's daughter for
Yeah.
I had a free night. Just saying.
It was a free night, but it was far from free.
Yeah.
You're a paladin. You can probably just demand that you have a free stay. But Thelian was so gruff and egotistical about the whole damn thing that they charged him extra.
I need a room for myself and for my weapon.
My weapon needs a room.
And my glorious physique.
Yeah, so it costs you 3 coin there, Thelian, buddy.
Yep. I
Almost ruined it for me.
I took out 3 coin out of my inventory.
Okay, excellent. Good night, guys. It's time for the end of session.
All right, let's do that.
Everyone's been keeping track of XP the whole time, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I even lost any.
Okay.
I got 2.
So,
You know.
did we learn something new and important about the world today? Not
Really?
really.
There's a snake man impersonating a.
That wasn't
person of
learning so
Paladin
much
order.
as witnessing.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Yes.
You.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? I'd say we overcame an enemy when Juan D talked his way out of a terrible, terrible place.
It's
But
creepy.
we didn't do that.
No, but you...
Oh, it's just him.
Let's see. Let's break it down here, all right? Our buddy Gregor here managed to stop the escape of Harrison, with air quotes. We got our bro Juan Dig managed to overcome the owners of a house. And Thelian here talked 2 big-ass dudes out of killing each other and turned it into, hey, make me weapons. Which was pretty clever of you.
I'll take XP if you want.
You overcame shit.
All
And
right.
one of you, Juan Dig, looted a
Juan.
memorable treasure. 2, actually, but you're going to get 1 XP. Well done. Any alignments fulfilled?
I mean,
Nope, 9.
I didn't really avoid detection.
No, you didn't.
Unless you count infiltrating, I kind of infiltrated it.
What was
I
that?
did not. What?
It's either avoid detection or infiltrate.
You really did.
So, do you
You-
count that as
I
infiltrating?
mean, you infiltrated, but you didn't exfiltrate, which is pretty important. I feel like you have to get in and out for that
I
to make
got in
sense.
and out. No harm done.
You were
I
like
got it.
stealth for like 2
Clean.
seconds, and you broke off your lockpick. So no, I already gave you XP for the other thing. What's your
Got in and
alignment?
out
What's your
clean.
alignment, Gregor?
Oh, deny mercy to a criminal?
No, you didn't do that. You stared at him and said, "Hey, easy there, buddy," and then he stabbed your
He
friend.
wasn't even really a criminal yet.
He was totally a criminal.
He was very clearly a
Oh.
criminal.
You realize he was
Could've
looking to
been
flee the city.
You should have been immediately suspicious, not just, "Hey, man."
Hey, I closed the gates, okay?
Yeah, but you didn't. You obviously didn't do that with any
you don't
real
close the gate and
intent.
stab the guy.
What? Yeah, but you draw your weapon and you try and put him under arrest for fleeing. Anyway, no, we're not going to argue about Gregor's strange
Yeah.
look
No,
on
it
a
was the right
situation.
decision.
What's your alignment there, Thelian? Yeah, it was the right decision. That's why your friend's dead.
My alignment is
I just rolled that.
to defeat a worthy opponent, which did not happen.
No, it didn't happen. Okay, well, no bonds fulfilled, I imagine. Oh wait,
None for me.
Juan Dig, did you fulfill
you
a bond with Thelian?
Count mine?
What was it?
Where did I put them? Oh, there they are. I mean, if Thelian seems tough, he will come in handy. I mean,
That wasn't really a tough
I didn't
thing.
really use him as muscle then.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so no extra XP there.
I get 1 for just the session.
Yep, each of you gets 1. Anybody level up?
Yeah, I leveled
No.
Juan Dig has leveled.
Juandi.
Wait, it's 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1
yeah.
or 7 plus your current level. So I'm going to spend my XP to level up
How
to
much-
2, and
how much
I'm going
XP
to,
do you
as
have?
much as I want to get cheap shot for the extra 1d6 on my backstab, I think I'm going to get connections so that I can, feel around the criminal underworld.
What's your
Can you read
connections
connections to
ability
me?
do?
When you put out word to the criminal underbelly about something you want or need, roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, someone has it just for you. On a 7 to 9, you'll have to settle for something close or it has strings attached. Your call. If I can get the feel for stuff and get things.
I need a grappling
others
hook.
can't.
I need a grappling hook gun. Does anybody have any crossbow bolts with grappling hooks on them? Like that kind of shit? Do it. Do it. And I will grant it to you if I can. Did you level up, Gregor?
We only got one for ending session, right?
Yeah. And you also, did you fail any rolls?
I think one.
Okay.
So no.
Well, you also overcame a monster, or I guess an enemy, so you get another one.
Oh, then that's 8.
Oh.
So you level up?
You are level 2!
Okay.
Da-na-na-na. Wait, that's the
Okay.
treasure sound. Shit. I blew it.
So what did I get?
What are you gonna get?
Oh,
All these level 2 paladin
Do I
abilities.
want? You never give me any quests.
You haven't had a quest yet. It's been 2 sessions.
I know, there's no reason to get
Next
something.
session you'll probably be
Brandon,
able to you'll
you're
learn
gonna have a
something from the
chance.
Serpent Man, and then you'll go on a quest to avenge Rory or something like that.
Exactly. There hasn't been an opportunity for it yet, man.
Quests.
Man.
I haven't given you any
Never get to use
long-term
them.
goals yet. I'm setting up the long-term goals.
Never get to use quests.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. When I move down
What's
south,
the point in getting any?
when I move
abilities
down
that have quests
south,
in them?
the first thing I do is I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm just gonna beat you to death.
Just live stream it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very
I will.
interesting.
I will. I absolutely will.
I mean, just so you know, Bloody Aegis is really OP.
What's that one?
Whenever
Yeah,
you
but-
take damage, you grit your teeth, and instead of taking damage, you take a debility.
Which
Oh
is-
yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a way good one.
You can only do it 6 times until you get rid of your
Yeah, and you're also gonna
disabilities.
nerf the shit out of yourself. And getting rid of disabilities is really hard.
I thought you
Yeah.
just rest.
No, debilities. I think it's just the 6 on your stats.
Yeah, I know they're really hard to get rid of.
Oh, I thought you had to rest.
No, resting doesn't help. You have to use like healing potions and shit.
Ooh.
It stays there until it's like tended to.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Poultices and herbs fix it?
I don't think so.
No, I think just healing potions. With a healing potion, you can either do 10 health or something like that, or remove
Ah.
a debility.
if you spend a few days resting somewhere, then you get to remove 1 debility.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you could do it some way through resting.
I'll take charge. Charge.
What's that do?
I just get +1 forward.
Oh, when you lead the charge, you have to be first into battle.
I just
Which he is. So, well,
And no,
you
and
lead the
yeah,
charge into combat.
yeah. When you lead the charge into combat, those you lead take +1 forward, not you.
What?
Do you even read the full thing? It's 1 sentence.
I just see charge and +1 forward.
Yeah, nice. That's some great selective
So that's what
reading.
you get, right? If I charge, I get +1 forward.
No. Those you
No.
lead. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the fun stuff. I'll see you next time.
I'll be watching you.
Bye.